Welcome back to the best Dominion cards. This is the third part, the upper half of the cards costing 1 or 2 coins. Rank 10 Native Village from Seaside. Native Village has nearly the same value, but loses 1 rank in comparison to last year if we ignore Dark Ages cards. It would also have been a rank higher if we would take the unweighted ranking into account. It has also the second highest deviation in this list. The problem with Native Village is that you get no immediate benefit beside the 2 actions. If you use it as a cheap village, you only draw half a card per play, but that's not the intended use. But you can use it either as a pseudo treasure by putting bad cards on the mat, but normally it fails that you cannot choose the card to put there. You need assistance with card like Spy or especially Apothecary. The best use made to use it for mega turns with a lot of buys. Native Village plus Bridge is the most effective combo. It's also neat on boards with heavy cursing to either forge a big hand or to get at least once to 6 or 8 coins. Rank number 9 Pawn from Intrigue. Pawn is now better than Native Village and has the same rank as last year, even though 1 Dark Ages card is still coming. And like said before, it would be on rank number 10 with the unweighted ranking. And having a real bad deviation last year, this year it has way more agreement. Pawn is bad if you don't know how to play it and simply use it as a cantrip. But it can be very useful as a cheap source of buy, and in the beginning it's mostly a cheap silver if you use it for card money. Its flexibility makes it good, but it's not great, but can be very useful in a lot of cases. It's great as a source of plus buy or coin in minion games and is good in engines with draw up to X cards like Watchtower. It can win your game because you picked it up for plus buy, but normally it's no game changer. And if you use it for card in action, it at least doesn't hurt. Rank number 8 Haven from Seaside. Haven is on the same rank as last year, ignoring Dark Ages. This time it has 2 big outliers on both sides. One voted it second and one voted it last. This caused the drop in consensus this year. Haven reduces your hand size by 1, but your next hand size is bigger. That hurts very rarely, so it's like a mini tactician. And this ability to minimize draw luck is great. You have 11 coins, just set a gold aside. You have 7 coins, just set a copper aside. 2 terminal actions in hand, no problem. A village that you don't need this turn, etc. etc. You get your maximum out of your money on your actions. It's a very good card, but no game changer, what may be the reason why it isn't a tier 1 card. It supports nearly every strategy, but it isn't a strategy on its own. Still, it's one of the best 2-cost cards for a 5-2 opening split. Trading Post Haven is the best trading post opener on rank 14, and Mountebank Haven is on 23 on the best openings. Rank 7 Crossroads from Hinterlands. We make now the next bigger gap and come to another card which stays where it was. Crossroads only has 7 below average votes with 1 bigger outlier, and now already some really high votes. Its rating is also way better than last year. Crossroads is the only card with 3 actions so far. Yeah, Fishing Village has it too in some way. And this can be very useful. The problem is the luck factor you need with that card. If you buy it early and get a hand with 4 coppers, you wish it were silver, or one of the next coming 2-cost cards. Later you draw it with 3 estates, and you draw now your vault and you buy a province for sure. It combos well with cards that take advantage of big hands. So Crossroads Vault is very good, as is for example Wharf and Crossroads. And of course it's great with your 5-coin attacks, especially setting up a Torturer chain. Baron plus Crossroads is also nice because it gives you the actions to play multiples, and you can much easier connect Estate and Baron together. Crossroads is rarely a reason to go green earlier, but it helps a lot in the end game and can assure you won't lose your buying power. And sometimes there are so many good terminals that you only want it for its 3 actions. As mentioned above, another problem is that it only synergizes with victory cards, not with curses, what makes it a worse alternative to cellar in cursing games. Drawing without having to discard is often better because you have targets for other cards, for example treasure benefit cards. And Torturer Crossroads is the second best Torturer opener on 51. Rank number 6, Squire Dark Ages. Squire is the best Dark Ages card in this list without a doubt. It is also the first card which got voted first, but it has a pretty high deviation as it is still new and has a big outlier with only 26.3%. It was voted 8 times below average. Squire is strong because of its flexibility similar to Pawn. Squire's first option, +2 action, is stronger than Pawn's +1 coin +1 action and can be useful in engines or when squires collide. Squire's second option, +2 buys, is also stronger than Pawn's +1 coin +1 buy and can be very useful in buying more squires in alternative victory point card games like Gardens games where buying coppers isn't that bad, and of course in engines where having extra buys is very important. And Squire's third option, gaining a silver, is a great choice whenever you don't need actions or buys, and can be great if you go for Feudum or any other alternative victory point card too. And there's its on trash effect, which is very powerful. You can open Chapel Squire, trash down your deck and gain a goons on the way. It only misses the draw, but is useful in any engine and most alternative victory card games. Rank number 5, Lighthouse from Seaside. Lighthouse was on rank number 4 last year, so it has lost 1 rank. It was voted only once below average and has really high consensus. With Lighthouse on the board, you really need to evaluate if it's worth buying an attack engine. It made the best reaction that isn't even blue. Why? Most important, it's non-terminal. Unlike mode, it cannot collide with other terminal actions or another copy. Second, it gives you money. It may look like a copper, but after you play it, you are safe and get even another coin the next turn. No surprise, Trading Post Lighthouse is on 21 of the best openings. Without the reaction part, it's still nearly as good as silver, but on boards with heavy attacks, it's clearly superior to silver. You only have to make sure you play 1 Lighthouse each turn. Number 4. Fool's Gold from Hinterlands. Fool's Gold went up a rank, and with the unweighted ranking taken into account, it would have been even on 3rd. There was only 1 big outlier below average and a lot of votes on the 2nd place. It also gained a lot of consensus in comparison to last time. Yes, you might call it the winner of this list. Going for Fool's Gold is its own strategy. If you buy just 1 or 2, it mostly isn't worth it, because the reaction part isn't the strong part. You want Fool's Gold in masses, in high density. With a card with money and buy and or card draw, it's really great and you have to go for it. The goal is, get as many Fool's Gold as you can. Margrave plus Fool's Gold, Wharf plus Fool's Gold, which is the 11th best opening, or Nomad Camp plus Fool's Gold are good combos. Remodel plus Fool's Gold and Mine plus Fool's Gold as well, but you can even get higher density with Mint. Mint plus Fool's Gold is the 5th best opening in Council Room. That may reason enough that Fool's Gold deserves to be in the top 5. Connecting at least 2 Fool's Golds isn't that hard if you've got lots of them, and then it's even better than silver. But you really have to analyze when to buy it. On boards with strong cursors where it's unlikely to connect them, it's one of the worst cards. On other boards, it's the best card. Rank number 3, Courtyard from Intrigue. Courtyard is only slightly better than Fool's Gold, and with the unweighted ranking it would be on the 4th rank. It even got 3 votes below average and 1 vote less on the 2nd place than Fool's Gold. Courtyard is really great with big money. Like Haven, it minimizes shuffle luck by putting a card on top of the deck, so if you have too much money or a 2nd Courtyard in hand, that's no problem. But you don't get a 6-card hand like with Haven. But the draw card draw makes it one of the best big money enablers, and that's outstanding for a 2-cost card, and if you compare it with Smithy, which costs 4 coins. Its concept is simple but very effective. Don't underestimate the power of Courtyard. Additionally, Courtyard is also a good draw in engines, as you can put your strong colliding terminal action also on top of your deck. So it's nearly every time a very strong card. Rank number 2, Hamlet from Cornucopia. Hamlet is on the same rank as last year and got 4 first rank votes. It was only voted twice below the upper third and gained a lot of points with a rise of 3.7 percentage points. It's one of the best villages around. Yes, you have to discard 1 card as a sort of payment for the second action, but if you really need the 2 actions, that's no problem for you to discard a copper. And most important, most engines lack plus buy, so Hamlet may provide that for another card as payment. Even if you don't need the 2 actions for your strategy, a non-terminal card with plus buy is always worth to buy. So if you use both options, you have a workers' village for 2 coins, yes, but you have to pay for that options. And when you got your first Hamlet, you can easily buy more Hamlets with that additional buy. With that draw up to cards like Watchtower or Library, it's brilliant and everybody's favorite for engine building. Of course, it's not that useful in big money boards, what may be the reason for many preferring the more flexible Courtyard over Hamlet. Rank number 1, Chapel from the base set. Really, that's no surprise. A nearly perfect score, it got even better ratings and has a higher consensus with only 3% of deviation. So, what's up with that Hubert card? Even Donald X himself admitted that Chapel is a little bit overpowered and he won't release another card so strong like Chapel in future expansions. Trashing is important in the beginning and the cost of Chapel enables everyone to open with Chapel. As Council Room shows, it is very strong, but only if you open with it. You even want to start Chapel Silver with your 3-4 split. It's not every time a must buy, but in most occasions it is. It's so strong that you already can say you lost if your opponent opened Witch Chapel and you have a 4-3 start. With Mountebank Chapel on rank number 1, and Governor Chapel on rank number 3, and Tournament Chapel on rank number 4, it's 3 times in the top 5 openings. It's also 6 times in the top 10 and 29 times in the top 100. So its power is undeniable. I do agree that it's more often skippable than it used to be, especially on big money boards or other boards with strong key cards which you want as soon as possible. Thanks for watching the third part. I hope you still enjoyed it. Thanks for all your positive feedback so far. And the next time I'm hoping to release the 3-cost cards soon. So until next time, bye.